E-commerce used to be expensive, complicated, and something that only large corporations could do. But today, that's no longer the case. Starting a life-changing online store is something that can technically be done by anyone. So, in this video, I'm going to show you how to start your own online store in the best way possible. I'm going to do this in a friendly, jargon-free way and help you get your store live quickly and easily. Do like, subscribe, or follow if you find the content helpful. Okay, let's start building our store. The first step involves doing some market research. Step 1. Do your market research. Market research is absolutely key to creating a successful online store. This means finding a profitable niche, one where there's strong demand for your products, but not so much competition that it's impossible to sell anything. There's a few ways to go about finding a niche. You can use keyword research tools like Ahrefs or SEMrush to see how many people are searching for particular products each month, and how hard it will be to appear in search results for keywords relating to those products. Another option is to use trend tracking tools like Exploding Topics, Google Trends, BuzzSumo, or SparkToro to find product ideas based on what people are currently talking about online. You can also use advertising data provided by Google, Facebook, and TikTok to help you identify potentially popular products. If you want to learn more about keyword research, you'll find a link to this in the video description. Once you've found your niche and settled on a product range, it's time to find a store building tool. Step 2. Pick your store builder. There are lots of store building tools available, and at Style Factory, we've reviewed many of them. These apps all have their own sets of pros and cons, and we cover these in our Best E-commerce Platforms guide. You'll find a link to this in the video description. However, for new merchants, we generally recommend using Shopify because it's affordable and easy to use, while also being very flexible when it comes to the types of products you can sell. So in the rest of this video, I'm going to use Shopify to demonstrate the process of building an online store. If you'd like to follow along with what I'm doing, click the Shopify trial link in the video description. This takes you to a special version of the trial that can be extended for 3 months. If you're using a different store builder, not to worry. Much of the steps that follow will still broadly apply to your store setup. Step 3. Decide on your fulfillment method. There are a few ways to sell products online. The first is simply to sell your own inventory. In other words, physical products that you've either bought or manufactured. You store these in your own premises and ship them yourself whenever somebody purchases one from your store. The second method is called dropshipping. This is where you don't make or store any products. Instead, you take orders for products via your store and pass them on to a supplier. The supplier then charges you and sends the goods to the customer. Another way to sell is via print on demand. This is where you design products that feature your own artwork, and these are printed and shipped by another company whenever somebody orders one from your store. And finally, there's the option of selling digital products, for example, photos, music, or software. In the rest of this video, I'm going to show you how to sell your own physical products. But if you want specific instructions on how to dropship, set up a print-on-demand business, or sell digital products, we have video guides available for all of these methods of selling. I've put links to them in the video description. Step 4. Prepare your store assets. Before building your Shopify store, it's a good idea to have everything you need for it to hand. This will speed up the process and give you a more professional result. The kind of things you'll typically need include a business name, a logo, brand fonts and colors, products, photos of your products, and content for your store's pages. Step 5. Pick a theme. When building an online store using a solution like Shopify, the starting point for your design is a pre-designed theme, a template that you add your own content to and edit so that it aligns with your brand. To pick a theme in Shopify, go to Online Store, Themes, Import Theme, and click the Visit Theme Store button. This will take you to Shopify's theme library, where you can pick a free or paid-for theme that meets your requirements. If you'd like to browse these themes now, you'll find a link to this theme library in the video description. Once you've picked a theme, you can customize it in Shopify by going to the Themes section in your dashboard, clicking Customize, and then using the controls provided in the theme settings section to adjust colours, typefaces and so on. Next up, we're going to add some products to our store. But just before that, I'd like to invite you to download our free e-commerce kit. This contains a host of useful resources on how to build an online store successfully, and I've put a link to it in the video description. Step 6. Add your products. To add your products to your store, just go to Products, Add Product in your Shopify dashboard. Then it's a case of adding key information about your product. For example, product title, description, images, and pricing information. Step 7. Create product collections for your store. Once you've added your products to your store, you can organize them into collections. Collections are groups of similar types of products. For example, if you ran a bike store, you might want to create a mountain bike collection, a road bike collection, a bike accessories collection, and so on. Organizing your products into collections lets you display important products on your homepage, create links in your site's menu to particular categories of products, and run discounts on selected items. To create a collection, just go to Products, Collections in your Shopify store and click the Add Collection button. Step 8. Create your store pages. The next thing you need to do is create your store's pages. Examples of the kind of pages you'll usually need to create include an About Us page, a Frequently Asked Questions page, a refund policy page, a contact page, and blog posts. With the exception of your homepage and blog posts, all these can be created in the same way. You simply go to Online Store, Pages, and click Add Page. To create your homepage, you'll need to go to Online Store, Themes, and click the Customize button. This takes you to a drag and drop editor that lets you create a layout for your homepage. To create blog posts, you go to Content, Blog Posts, and click Create Blog Post. Step 9. Create your main menu. Once you've got your products and pages sorted, it's time to create your store's main menu. To add a main menu to a Shopify store, go to Content, Menus. Then click the Main Menu option and add your pages and collections to your site navigation using the Add Menu Item option provided. When you're done, just click the Save button. Step 10. Set up your shipping rates. With your products, content, and store design all in place, it's time to think about how you're going to ship your products to your customers. To access your shipping settings, you'll need to go to Settings, Shipping and Delivery in your Shopify dashboard. There you'll be able to set up various different types of shipping rates, including flat shipping rates, rates based on price or weight, calculated shipping rates, free shipping rates, and local pickup. Step 11. Set up your tax rates. Many merchants will need to charge sales tax or value-added tax on purchases of their products. Rules on these vary considerably by country, so it's often worth involving a tax professional here. The tax settings in Shopify can be located in the Shopify dashboard by going to Settings, Taxes and Duties. Step 12. Choose a payment gateway for your store. In order to accept payment for your products, you need to choose a payment gateway, the software that processes card transactions. Shopify works with over 100 payment gateways and has its own built-in one too, Shopify Payments. For most merchants, Shopify Payments will be the quickest payment processor to get started with, and it's the only one you can use without incurring transaction fees. Note, however, that it doesn't work in all countries. To enable a payment gateway, just go to Settings, Payments in your Shopify dashboard, select a gateway, and follow the instructions provided. Step 13. Connect your domain. Now it's time to connect a custom domain name to your store. You can register and purchase one from a domain name provider, for example, Namecheap, Gandhi, or GoDaddy. Alternatively, you can buy one from Shopify. To buy a domain or connect an existing one in Shopify, just go to Settings, Domains in your dashboard. Just pick the relevant option and follow the instructions provided. Step 14. Prepare your store for launch. Once your domain is connected, you could technically just put your online store live immediately, but it's much better to check that all aspects of your store are working as expected first. And that's where a Shopify launch checklist comes in. Tasks on a launch checklist include ensuring that payments are definitely being accepted, tax rates and shipping options are working correctly, all your site copy is correct, and that there are no broken links on your site. I've put a link to a full list of the checks we typically make before launching a Shopify store in the video description. Step 15. Publish your online store. By default, each new Shopify store is password protected, and you need to remove this password to make your site publicly visible. Just go to Online Store, Preferences, and scroll down to the Password Protection section to do this. And that's it. Your online store is live. Now the job of making it a success begins, however. One of the key ways to do this is through optimizing your store for search engines. So I'd really recommend that you check out our Shopify SEO video. This shows you exactly how to give your store the best possible chance of performing well in search results. There's a link to this in the video description, or if you're watching this video on YouTube, click the card in the top right corner of the video now. To ensure you don't miss any of our other tips on how to build a successful online business, please do like this video and subscribe or follow wherever you're watching it. And finally, if you have any questions about starting an online store, do leave them in the comments. We read them all and will do our best to help.